Zacks Rank Buys, stocks with a short-term buy or strong buy recommendation. Now, here are more Zacks Rank Buys. We're going to talk about a couple of aggressive growth stocks now with Bill Wilton, our aggressive growth stock analyst over at Zacks.com. In case you're accessing this video from outside of Zacks.com, you'll want to pay particular attention to a couple that he's written about recently, namely Arrow Electronics being one of them, ARW, the ticker symbol. Wrote about this on the 22nd of April in the electronic space.
Yeah, what they do is they're an industrial and commercial component supplier. So they'll fabricate certain components of electronic products, and they work with over 900 suppliers that they'll, then put those components together, make whatever electronic product they're making. Which is good because we're seeing with the economic recovery, we're seeing companies want to update their technology. So this is very good for a company like this. Their earnings estimates are coming in. They keep inching higher and higher. We're now at about $263 per share this year, $302 next year, which is a 57% growth rate for this year and 15% for the following year. But we're also seeing, solid fundamentals or valuations. Shares are trading at about 12 times forward earnings, which is great. And we're still seeing that PEG ratio, which coming in under 1.0, which is the typical benchmark, for growth at a reasonable price. You're looking right about that 1.0 area. Shares did slip to a number 2, but that's still a buy as far as the Zacks rank philosophy goes. And that can always change in the near future as we continue to get estimates coming in here. One thing that was interesting about the chart here, shares have done a good job of establishing a new trading range. They pushed through a previous level of support, or of resistance rather, which is transformed into a level of support. So I'm looking for this pattern to continue as we're developing a new range here. So moving forward, we should be able to break out of that.
They have a new deal recently too?
Yeah, they've been working with a lot of new suppliers, Netgear. They're also acquiring, they acquired a few companies that should add, they said 5 to 10 cents to their bottom line. So they're growing organically through their own business deals, and they're also acquiring other companies as well.
Cool. Finish Line, FINL, the ticker symbol, another one you've written about recently. Footwear.
Yeah, anyone who's been in a mall has probably seen this store. They specialize in athletic gear, mostly footwear, but also other types of apparel and equipment, things related to that. We are seeing a stronger consumer, which is translating to some success in the retail space. And this company has actually just posted its third consecutive earnings surprise. So things are going pretty well for them. They beat by 13 cents in the last quarter. They're up about 50% year over year for their earnings, that is. They also saw a 9% increase in sales, and their comp numbers for the month of March were up 15.5%, which is great. So, they're not just getting growth, by opening up new stores, but people are, generating more revenue at each individual store, which is what you really want to see.
People actually starting to spend again.
Yeah, definitely. The valuations on this, not quite as attractive on the surface as Arrow was. We're looking at a PEG ratio of 1.4 times, meaning that growth is a bit pricey on the surface. But one of the keys to growth investing that's often overlooked is earnings momentum. So it's not necessarily the year-over-year growth that you are targeting, but when those earnings estimates start to climb, odds are they're going to continue. So this is a good chance to get in on the ground floor as we're seeing plenty of upward revisions for Finish Line. As far as their chart goes, similar to Arrow, they've hit a little bit of resistance, but rather than being caught in a trend like Arrow is, we're actually seeing caught in a range like Arrow is. They're seeing a nice upward trend here that should help shares push through this point of resistance. So it'll come down to which is more powerful, the resistance or the trend, and the way the market's going, the trend has been winning more often than not.
All right, do you own either of these two?
I do not.
Check out more Zacks Rank Buy stock pick ideas on our homepage. As I said earlier, if you're accessing this outside of Zacks.com, get on over there. Upper right-hand corner of the page is where we put 4 new ideas up for you daily. With Bill Wilton, I'm Terry Ruffalo.